10 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into the Captain's Draft 4 South American Qualifiers here. We are into our last series of the day. It is Unknown versus Luccini, and a best-of-3 series. Winner of this will move on to play up against Infamous in the lower bracket final. So we're here. We're into the draft already. Ban's pretty much underway. Thank you so much for joining us. We've already had one pretty good series. Of course, that was Infamous versus Midas Complete. Went all 3 games. Very exciting stuff, and we got another interesting draft here as we enter the game on moonducktv. Thank you so much for joining us here today. My name is Mont. With me is Basekip. So far, some interesting picks, some interesting bans, I should say, coming out from both of these teams here, Basekip.
Yeah, how'd they not ban Earthshaker? They banned Medusa. What's up with that?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I like Luccini's strat. They used a little bit more of their reserve time. I mean, Captain's Draft is already way faster because you have way less time for each pick. But I think it's really important, like we were saying in the draft for the previous game, that you have to sit at the start of the draft and kind of plan it out ahead of time because you don't have those bans. So I think things to look at in this draft are like, there's a sniper, but there's decent catch for the sniper. There's like a Slardar and a Shaker and a Centaur. There's also the Spectre, so maybe the sniper is like deprioritized a little bit. There's a good mix of mid heroes. There's a Naga, but I think there's some decent lane clear, so maybe the Naga is not like a free win or anything like that. But yeah, I'm really surprised about this Medusa.
Yeah, it seems interesting. Weird to say the least, but I guess if you don't like playing it, or playing against it, I should say, you don't like playing against it, you might as well just take it out because, again, like you mentioned, you got to be pretty strategic with your drafts. There are still some very good heroes available. The one that sticks out to me that was picked a lot last series was the Death Prophet. That's still up and ready to go if you want it. Other than that, the Earthshaker was just picked. That was the other one I was thinking about personally. But maybe those are the two big ones, in my opinion, that we usually see, either the ES or the Death Prophet.
Yeah, there's no big rush for either team to pick a position 5 this game because there's lots of really good position 5s. There's Disruptor, Rubik, Witch Doctor, Bane, the Shadow Demon even. So we'll probably see those picked up fairly late unless teams are trying to hide what they're doing. But Sniper's grabbed, and there's the Bane. Bane always pretty solid against Legion Commander, I think, is the big thing, and always a really good laning hero.
Yeah,
maybe a little bit tough to get a good Fisher off get a good grip off against the Fisher, but
he's pretty
that's not
dominant
necessarily
in
what you're playing Bane for. Yeah, he's so strong. He's so hard to trade with.
His stats are all the same. One of the few heroes to have that, and he's just a bully. I've talked about this many a time with like Brax and Trent, and that's pretty much what he is. He's pretty much a playground bully at the beginning of the game. He hits you a few times, he does a lot of damage, then he brain saps you. And whatever damage you did to him is back at him. So it's kind of tough. He's a very good lane, I don't want to say dominator, but he can control the tempo of a lane. A lot harder to do that against somebody like a Legion Commander who has pressed the attack, who's very good in terms of overwhelming odds and things like that. But I think Bane in the early game, very dominant. They have the Bounty Hunter to get vision too. So both supports picked up for Luccini or Luccini. I don't know how we're going to call it, but I'll just do Luccini, I think, actually. I don't know. Anyway.
The nice thing about the Bane here is that it lets them... having a strong laning support is, I think, really important, especially when you've got, say, the Bounty Hunter, because the Bounty Hunter doesn't want to come and play in the safe lane, and he doesn't really impact that much, even if he does rotate down to the safe lane. Let's say from like level 1. Maybe once he has level 4 or 5, then we're talking, but he doesn't want to be in the safe lane right from the word go. And having a hero like Bane means that he doesn't really have to worry about how things are going at home. Let's say he can always be off pressuring, stealing bounty runes, trying to snipe couriers, putting pressure elsewhere on the map without having to worry about them losing that lane really heavily. Because I think the only way that the Bane dual lane is going to lose is if Unknown put together like a full aggro tri-lane. And if they're aggro tri-laning, then the Bounty Hunter is going to go harass the 2 solo heroes into oblivion. So yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Unknown gonna grab the Queen of Pain. I don't know how, do you have an overall read on this series between these two teams? Having watched and casted the two of them yesterday, I feel like I am leaning towards Luccini. Unknown just looked super lost yesterday.
Yeah.
They got kind of manhandled by Infamous, whereas Luccini kind of put up a fight against Midas Club, and Midas Club are now in the grand finals. So, assuming that all of the matchups kind of work the way that you might expect in terms of relative strength, it would seem to me that Luccini are maybe the better team.
I would agree with
here.
that. First of all, it's important to note, while I've heard and watched some of these players like Gohan on Unknown and a few others, Valkyria as well. Luccini has Jericho, veteran leader, someone that's been around the scene for a while. He's done very well for himself. And like you mentioned, Luccini, they put up a fight, whereas Unknown maybe not so much. So it depends on the rest of this draft. The Spectre to me is a very interesting pick, though. That's something I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. I mean, I brought up the Spectre earlier as like, oh, there's this sniper, but then there's lots of different good ways to get on top of the sniper and kind of burst him down. And Spectre is one of those heroes that does pretty well against sniper at all stages of the game, well, in like the mid through the late game. But I think Unknown's draft is quite greedy now. It's not that their lanes are necessarily weak. They've got the Shaker rotating around. Legion Commander is traditionally thought of as a relatively strong laner, but I'm just concerned that if the early game goes poorly, then they're just going to get run over by this bounty hunter. There's going to be track kills. The Centaur's going to have a blink. The Wraith King's going to have a blink.
Yeah.
Get obliterated.
I'm with you on that. I think the Wraith King kind of ties this draft all together. I think Bounty with track gold can be pretty strong. Maybe you could shut the Sniper down somehow in the mid lane. There is that possibility, I guess, if you rotate the Earthshaker in. This last pick is going to be very telling of how this game is going to go. Obviously, with Spectre, you think it's going to go a little bit later. That's how they're going to win this game. But what is available for them in that, I guess, support position?
Maybe you play like support Quap and then you pick Zeus and then you're like Spectre Zeus, baby, here we go.
Global presence, let's go.
Yeah, global presence, late games. I mean, it's not a bad Zeus game, but it's just it would be a weird
Quap support.
Like they need a 5 really, or a pretty hard support. That's early game. It is something that can rotate around, pressure the lanes. Chen plus Legion is very annoying to deal with. So that's something that could potentially. Yeah, having summons is really nice against the Bane as well. Having sort of low cost ways to get rid of the Nightmare, just take it onto your creep instead, is pretty handy. But Chen is he's going to require some coordination here, and they're going to have to. They've also just picked Chen into Bounty Hunter. So here's the thing: they don't have the option to farm on Chen. Really, Chen's going to have to go and get a creep. And he's going to have to go and pressure a lane, and they're going to have to win that lane. Because if he tries to just sit and jungle and get some levels, the Bounty Hunter is going to tear him to pieces.
Yeah.
So.
Very true. I could easily see that happening. Even just Jericho getting vision of the Chen could be pretty bad for Unknown overall. I don't know. This is interesting. Like you mentioned, they need to get this Chen involved in a lane and just win that lane and just put up some good pressure, whether that's against the Wraith King, whether that's against the offlane Centaur. It depends. It doesn't really matter. They just have to do something with this Chen, because I could see them still getting run over. I really do like the Chen pick a lot, actually. I think that's a really good pick. It could give you a lot. It could get you some push that you really need. It could get you some more room to work with on the Spectre. But we have a pause. All right. Classic.
Welcome to South America, baby.
Yeah, this is I am no stranger to the South American pause. This happened like every game, every series in the Dream League qualifiers. Which
it used to be SCA, right? It was SCA with all the pauses.
Yeah.
Now it's now it feels like it's South America.
Yeah, for sure. But it makes sense. Maybe some internet issues here and there, perhaps. I'm sure there's other things. But by the way, again, winner of this series will move on to play up against Infamous, who have already won their fair share of qualifiers. Actually, maybe they only won the Dream League one. I'm not sure if they really won anything else.
Weren't they? So they were at PGL.
Oh yeah, they were at PGL. Yeah.
Well, that was because DC disbanded, and then Infamous. I don't know what happened to Infamous Young.
They also disbanded.
They also disbanded, and so they played SG for the spot, right? And they won that series.
Right. Okay.
So they technically came tied 4th, but then had the opportunity to qualify anyway, and ended up going.
Wait.
But then they didn't.
I'm confused. Oh, SG is still a thing. I thought
SG
Tabo was on SG. Okay, so yeah, because they're gonna be at Dota Pit. All right. There's like 3 or 4 teams through South America that are in some of these qualifiers. There's Infamous, there's SG, DC, SA. I don't know why they disbanded. That was the team HFN and King RD used to be on with a bunch of Peruvian players. Matthew, I think, King Tekka was also on that team. I'm sure there was some issue that caused the disband because, like you mentioned, they were going to go to PGL, and you have to have some pretty big issues to disband that team and just lose your roster spot, right? I mean, that seems very interesting to me.
Yeah. Well, that's the South American scene still needs to figure out its stability issues, right? I think this season of Dota, of the Dota Pro circuit or whatever, is going to be a big deal because it's going to encourage some roster stability in South America. We're going to see lots of SA teams at actual big LAN events, and they're going to get a lot of practice. And so I think this is going to be a huge year for South American Dota, but it's still early days, and teams still need to kind of figure out.
That's been like the theme for a lot of the South American qualifiers that we've touched on. And I'm wondering, though, this might be a bit facetious of me, but I'm wondering when a North American or European team moves to South America to try to get an easy spot.
That's what Sunsfan was saying, right? He was like, why is there no NA? Like, you can argue about the relative strength of North America as a region right now compared to some of the other regions, but I think it's hard to argue that NA isn't really competitive, because I feel like the qualifiers in North America right now are very difficult.
They're top tier, I think.
Yeah, well, I think they're all fairly close in terms of skill level, right? NA haven't been doing so great in terms of the LAN performances at the moment, but all of the teams are like taking series off each other, and it's a really hard region to qualify through.
Yeah.
So that's even more incentive, right? To go, if you think you can go and bully poor old South America, then it might happen.
I'm sure there are some downsides, and there are reasons why they don't do it. I think it's just a matter of time. But you're right about North America, especially since Immortals has come in to the scene, and you know, a Korean team now in North America. There's some very good players in this region, in North America, I should say, and we'll see how it turns out for North America. But now for South America, these teams trying to keep their tournament hopes alive. And while this series, it could go one way or the other, it's going to be very hard once they get to Infamous. But we'll see how this series does turn out, and in fact, how this first game turns out. Already, you could see the Chen moving up towards the top lane, so looking to be an aggro tri-lane, which we talked about, which you touched on. You said, okay, you have a Bane, you have a Wraith King. That's a very tough dual lane, but when you have an aggressive tri-lane, it makes things a bit easier here for Unknown. Although, the Chen's going to get up with a Wraith Fire Blast. Center Conqueror Stomp comes through, misses. Fisher, it's a lot of damage. They won't be able to get the kill on the Chen, but he's pretty much done in this top lane for now. I think he has to go home. I don't know if they have a salve. It doesn't look like it. They do on the Spectre, but I don't think he wants to give it away.
They're not giving it to Chen. I think it's very unlikely. Unfortunately, he has a Centaur Conqueror instead of a... Like, if he'd found a Satyr there, one, he'd have the HP regen aura right away, which would be pretty sick to heal him back up, and he'd have the best lane harassment creep. But instead, he just has this kind of crappy Centaur, and he's not even really jungling at the moment. He just kind of seems lost.
He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, he's gonna start jungling up a little bit. The bottom lane, I guess the big question here is whether or not they're getting a good 1v1 matchup at bottom, and it's going to be Centaur versus Legion. I
Legion's doing pretty
Legion
well.
does quite well here.
7 last hits to 4, and Overwhelming Odds just continues to get Centaur pretty low. He's only got 1 tangle. He's chewed through most of his regen. So I guess so has Legion too, but...
Yeah, well, you can't really trade against the Moment of Courage. I think the Legion is always going to out-sustain you.
Right.
In this lane, so I imagine Legion does quite well down here, which is good news. So maybe it's okay for top lane to kind of trade a bit. But
they're gonna zone out.
Chen.
That's the issue, right? He's just been jungling now. What does he have? Still a Centaur? He could. Oh, there's a DD rune at top rune spot. If he went and got it, maybe they could get something going. But too little, too late. It looks like.
I'm more worried that DD is going to have the sniper continue to just crush mid lane. Look at this. He's 12-2 against 5-3. This Quap is getting spanked.
I mean, I don't know much about this matchup, sniper versus Quap, but I feel like it should be better for the Quap than that, you know, than 5 last hits or whatever it is. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm honestly not so sure. I mean, the Quap did. The Quap lost her block really badly because the bounty hunter harassed her right as she was coming down the hill from grabbing the bounty. And so Sniper has had the wave over on his side for a significant portion of this lane, and I think that's helped him a lot because it's made it almost impossible for the Queen of Pain to push up the hill and get a dagger off. But yeah, this is a real. He's having a real tough time.
Ooh, KZE in trouble. Forced the Nightmare. Now the Centaur will take it. Looking for this Bane. Not enough damage. Wraithfire Blast. Brain Sap is back up in 3 seconds. Cordy has gone in too deep and has fed away first blood to Madara. Maybe they even get the Centaur too as they get a crit from Madara. But the creeps are blocking him. Wraithfire Blast and one auto attack will take him down. And that is pretty damn good for Madara in that top lane.
I feel like Chen needs to. I don't know if they can keep pressuring this top lane now. I think maybe Chen needs to just grab a smoke. Needs to try and maybe find a troll trap and go and try and gank mid or something instead. Pain getting forced back, does have a salve to be able to heal back up, but really needs this bottle. I think the way that the Queen of Pain that I've normally seen this matchup played is that you're just going to get your action top.
Yeah, they threw out the Wraithfire Blast. Now the Spectral Dagger. He's got stick charges. He's trying to fight. He avoids the Fissure. The Wild Wing Tornado is doing some work. He still has those 4 stick charges. He's got to bring the salve out of his backpack. Enchant Totem will miss. He might be able to live here. He's got the stick charges. The salve will come out in a moment, I believe. And he will use it in time. And a lot of effort spent trying to get the kill. And no such luck for Unknown yet again.
Oh, this poor Chen. He's just gotten really crappy creeps, I think. He's had a bit of bad luck.
So what would you prefer? You talked about it earlier, but what, like, in that last gank, what would you prefer to have?
I think I guess the Wild Wing was okay in that situation, but I think if he gets a troll, he can go and gank a different lane. He can go gank mid, maybe.
Oh, I think the mid is dead. Destiny Fairy fired. He's got Blink. No, he's just going to get dove by a sniper at 4 minutes into the game. What the hell is going on?
That's not a good look.
No, not at all. This mid lane has not gone well for the Quap. He's 15 last hits, which could be a lot worse, I should say. Really, they're losing 2 lanes. They're only winning bottom at this point, and Jericho will continue to harass. The good news is this bounty hunter doesn't have much experience, I suppose. So that's at least something. But even so, Destiny is having a rough go. He's going to have to blink away. Again, he still doesn't have bottle. He doesn't have boots. He does have double null, but like you mentioned, not a good look. Not a good look. Now there's an assassinate. I think Destiny's dead. Shuriken, see ya! Ooh. That is rough stuff coming out here from Destiny in this mid lane.
Then you're kind of styling on them. Honestly, I don't know what they do. Maybe they just have to wait for like 6 on the Legion and hope that they can stick a Legion rotation on mid. Because that's the other trouble. They don't really have great heroes to rotate on this sniper. Later on, sure, when you got blink daggers and that kind of thing, they can definitely kill him off. But a sniper with this kind of early lead is
dangerous. Yeah, very, very terrifying. Very dangerous for sure. He's going to have treads here. He's saving his money. He might think about Midas, but here comes Zool looking for a Fissure block. Jump in, Scream at Pain. Do they have Sonic Wave? No, still level 5. Shrapnel going to come out. Assassinate coming in. It's not going to be enough. Can they get denied? He did! Jericho got the deny through the Fissure wall. Wow.
That was so good. Luccini are looking great at least in the beginning of this game.
They're crushing it.
Yeah, super confident, winning most of the lanes. I mean, other than this Legion bottom, but I don't think that's too much of a concern. The Centaur's still finding pretty good CS. Let's say good offlane CS. Not good free farm CS at all, but he's gonna have Blink Dagger at a reasonable clip. And they keep bringing this Spectre up towards top.
Yeah.
Finding some farm.
24 last hits, it could be worse.
Yeah, they need the Legion to come online so that they can get the other heroes involved. So they can, like, the Legion can go for a gank and bring the Queen of Pain along for the ride, or the Legion can go for a gank and the Spectre can haunt in. So, there's a lot of weight on the Legion Commander's shoulders, especially since the Chen has kind of already stumbled. In my mind, I feel like we haven't really seen. And look at these creep camps. He hasn't even. He's 3, but look at these camps. He hasn't really been tending to his camps very well. There's a bunch of shitty little Wild Wings in here. There's some shitty Centaurs in this one. wolves. Like, there's nothing but baby creeps.
Yeah, his pool for creeps is not very good. Wraith Fire Blast, they're going to make it go. It looks like they've got the Janata. Shuriken flies, Brain Sap. That is a dead Spectre. One of the worst heroes to lose at this point in the game, but that's just the Bounty Hunter. He's already gotten a couple of extra levels since we last saw him, up to level 4.5 now. Now working on his Arcanes, and he'll be there soon.
You even seem to be like they're clowning a little bit. Like they're like, Bane, why did you steal that last hit, dude? Ping, 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 ping.
Yeah. They feel pretty good, I'm assuming.
I need this gold, friends. It's all me. Legion, more damage getting traded at bottom, as we've said. Centaur not that easy for him to be farming down here, but already 700 gold worth of progress to the blink, and I don't think he can really die. So. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain is just jungling. Only has the bottle. I was going to say earlier that I think the way that I've seen Queen of Pains play this matchup before is you definitely only get 1 point in Shadow Strike because it's almost impossible to get multiple Shadow Strikes off against the sniper later on. But you tend to just get your bottles, spam the wave with Scream of Pain, and then just go and grab runes. And that's kind of the best that you can do for the Queen of Pain in this matchup. And just kill him later on. Like once you get level 7, level 8, bring somebody over and just kill the sniper.
It's been a rough start for sure for Destiny, but it's not over, obviously. He still has some way to get... He doesn't have boots yet, which is pretty bad. I mean, he's pretty low in net worth, but it's not over yet.
And he's spamming Clarities. I mean, we've seen Queen of Pains make decent comebacks in this patch. I feel like Queen of Pain is less of a... There used to be this overwhelming conversation about Queen of Pain that, like, oh, you have to snowball, you fall behind early, or you're not going to do anything. But I think with the addition of some of her talents and... Clarities and all that kind of thing, being able to spam waves and spam through your jungle, Queen of Pain can still kind of catch up, whereas before she couldn't at all.
Yeah.
It'll be kill down bottom.
They looked for it. He had the duel. He has to press the attack. He's going for it now. I think they get the Fisher block. This will be a duel. Stomp comes out. They have the haunt. They want to get him involved. Now the Stampede. I don't know about that. Now they might lose this Legion if they're not careful. Assassinate will come in. That should be enough to kill him. No, he has the raindrops. He's fine for now. They need another shrapnel. Do they have it? It's on cooldown. Press the attack. The creep sees him. Oh, that creep. What a ward he was. Now they're going to find the sleep as well. Cordy in trouble. Fisher comes out elsewhere. Shuriken, he's going to try to Spectral Dagger away, but I don't know if he can make it out. It's going to be close. They have another Brain Sap ready. He's looking for it. He is trying. He's in these trees. They need a shrapnel. They don't have it. They see him now, and he will get assassinated or just auto-attack down. And that will be 2 kills and the ownage call from the announcer. It is 6-0 at 10 minutes in.
Legion didn't have the mana for duel. Soul Ring was off cooldown. Could have popped Soul Ring. Got the duel off, probably got that kill. Everyone still would have died, but they would have at least gotten 1 kill and gotten the duel victory. Dead now, they just have nothing, and they come smoking down towards bottom, hoping to find something, but Sniper's just gonna...
It looks like Legion's the one getting found at this point. That Mask of Madness? Jeez. Yep. He's got Assassinate, I think. There it is. He's dead. He doesn't have Raindrop. He doesn't have any more Raindrops, so he's dead. And Zul will try for a TP. KZE almost going to get there in time, but no, not quite. The animation for Nightmare takes forever anyways, so no such luck there. But the Legion, who was the top net worth farmer on Unknown, dying twice in a row to your sniper on the other team, never a good sign.
Yeah, and it's not even that he's just the highest net worth. He's the only hero that can do anything right now. Quap's behind. Spectre's just Spectre. Ken has nothing. He's got no creeps at the moment. He's got boots and 2 wards, and that's it. Nobody is doing well. They desperately need this Legion to set something up, but that makes it really easy for Luccini because all they have to look at is where is Legion? Oh, Legion's off the map? Well, maybe something's happening. Maybe we just need to play a tiny bit more defensively and we'll be fine. It's tough when you've only got 1 hero that can potentially be making plays, and even then Legion doesn't look like feeling confident to make plays right now. Really wants this Blink Dagger, but that's still going to take quite a while to pick up. You know, you look at the Legion Blink, only 350 gold worth of progress. Centaur on the other side, because he doesn't need all the little items to win the lane or anything like that, is already 1300 gold of the way there, and they've got track kills to find. Jericho already level 6.
They're going to get this tower. They're going to get the tower, maybe the kill too if they're not careful. Although Jericho needs to be careful. He will Shadow Walk. They have Dust. Fisher misses. Dust is too late, although it does catch on him. Now, headshot procs aplenty and a dead Legion Commander yet again. In the meantime, the Wraith King got his solo on the Chen in his own jungle. They're going to Nightmare up this Earthshaker, not even worrying about the towers. It's going to fall to creeps, and he's dead. And that's another track kill, which has now turned this game into a 7K advantage. And perhaps game over almost at this point, because Luccini are crushing it right now.
Well, Quap's down here, but can't really do anything. Might just get Fiend Script and die.
He doesn't even want to come out. The Bane was looking at... he was looking maybe for the Chen instead, but now he's going to back out as the sniper leaves. It's kind of dangerous when you go for a kill that close to a tier 2 tower, giving away stuff you don't need to give away. But he will back up. They'll get a ward down. And they have all of this room to work with. The huge thing, too, is this Wraith King has literally just been farming and getting a kill while all that was happening bottom. He didn't have to do anything. And
he didn't need any help either. That's the other thing, right? The Madara's just been up here by himself. There's been a Chen and a Spectre, but it hasn't mattered at all. The supports have been completely free to go and do whatever they want. They've got amazing vision. It was really nice rotation from Luccini. Not only did they get the tower, they got the 2 track kills, and they set themselves up for future success with all these wards. I mean, they can even see the Chen over here.
That creep is dead. Dude, he's losing his creeps like crazy. Shuriken will bounce through. Another Shrapnel will come out. Zul needs to be careful. He's going to back himself away. They have great vision. They will have a Bane coming, or excuse me, a Legion coming in. They'll get off the duel. Might be enough. The Sonic Wave comes in. This should be the first duel victory of the game and the first kill of the game for Unknown at 13 minutes in. In the meantime, they still will lose both Tier 1 towers top as well as mid. They do get off. A Haunt coming out as well as the Dust Fisher. Overwhelming odds. This could be good. Quirity trying to get this kill. The Stampede is there. They'll find one on the other side. Wraithfire Blast. And the Legion gets crit down and crushed. There's going to be a DD. Assassinate will come through. Quirity trying to run away. Another Wraithfire back up in one, but too speedy with his phase boots. He should be able to get out.
Blink.
Thought about going back in. He's going for it. There's the Blink. Hand of God to come out. This is a bit aggressive. He doesn't have mana, although he does have wand charges. So he won't die either way. Won't be able to find the kill on the Spectre. And they at least got something out of that. The kill onto the Jericho is pretty good, but not really. Not really at all, actually.
This is a bit bold, perhaps. We'll see.
Oh, there go. I didn't even see that. Dual victory will go, but it is reincarnation. It'll be a 1-for-1 trade. Well, 1 for duel, I guess, if you want to call it that. But, all right. The Legion up to 20 duel damage. This isn't over yet, but he's not even close to blink, so maybe it is. I'm not sure. Oh, the shard
I love
bombs.
this kind of old school Wraith King build. Just the Omelet Blink, maybe Deso next. No, okay, looks like Echo Saber is going to be the call. I think that's not too bad. They are just...
Dude, they're in. It's not even a question.
The screws here. Yeah, they're just going.
Like, there's nowhere for them to move. Assassinate's going to come out. That's going to be a kill. They don't even need the Assassinate. They get off a headshot proc. Good Fisher onto 2. They're diving deep under a tier 2 tower with no creep wave to work with. A ballsy play to be sure, but they are putting so much pressure.
He just sleeps himself.
Did he just...
Yeah, I think it's just... Well, 1, it saved them getting hit by the tower a couple of times, but 2, it's also just BM.
Yeah. Stampede, Quirty, in trouble, tracked up, crit, 1 hit. They got a Shikuchi, or rather, excuse me, Shuriken toss plus an auto attack or 2 will get the kill onto this poor...
Meanwhile, Chen gets peeped.
Jesus Christ.
Gamari with the... Gamari with the... godlike streak, 16 minutes in.
This is rough.
More than... Yeah, kill a minute for Luccini.
I mean...
I know that I came in, and in the draft, I was like, oh yeah, I think Luccini are the better team. I think they'll win this series. I did not expect them to win this hard. Unknown just look... They don't look like they know what they're doing at all.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I will say it's game 1, and who knows what happens in the draft for game 2.
Will Jericho win it? No, he won't.
Yeah. In
Will
fact,
he die?
He's going to
No,
die.
won't.
They're going to get the kill. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Sonic
the fog.
Wave him, dude. Come
Just
on.
use your R button. No! Oh, that's about how this game is gone for the entirety.
Unplug your keyboard. Just call it. Just...
Guys, I don't need to use my Sonic Wave. Oh, just kidding. He fogged me. All right, I got him. Don't even worry. Oh, he blinked.
I think it was really... He blinked, and then it was like, oh, wait, shit. I'm just out of range of Scream of Pain. What do I do? And then just...
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Man, this is a trouncing, to say the least. I mean, it hasn't really been close the entire game. There was never a point where it was like, yeah, Unknown are doing pretty well. I don't think that point existed in this game, and I don't want to trash them too much. But again, it's a best-of-3 series, and who knows what the hell can happen. I mean, even in this game, as impossible as that sounds, maybe some miraculous play can happen. But even so, it just feels like it's already over. And in fact, it's felt that way for a while.
I mean, my perspective on picking Spectre is that if you pick Spectre, you should at least play until like your 2 lanes of racks down, just because it's kind of like, I guess it's similar to if you pick Medusa and then you GG before you lose your high ground. Like, what are you actually doing?
Oh, duel. Haunt coming in. This could be good. They're going to jump and stomp on it, too, with a Blank Dagger. Double Edge coming in as well. Shuriken. Assassinate will come out. Overwhelming odds. This could be good. Echo Slam. It'll be a 1-for-1 trade for now, but here comes the Sniper. Peeping like crazy. A double kill. Headshots aplenty. Looking for more. Good Blink from Destiny. The Urn will keep him up. They've got the Shuriken to maybe slow him down. The Wraithfire Blast as well. They need more, though. They need more auto attacks. Maelstrom proc. Not enough. Do they have an Assassinate? Not close enough, I don't believe, anyway. He did have it available, but... Oh my God, Madara is in. One more auto attack. Nah, the Wraithfire Blast will do the job. He will lose his reincarnation, perhaps, although he does have an armlet, maybe not. Looks like he's fine, actually. And okay, great stuff. Well, oh man, that 2-man stomp. That would have been a great fight had it not been for the stomp counter initiation. Meanwhile,
yeah, Picker was running up looking for the.
Did he not have his mana? He didn't have mana.
I guess not.
Well, that's a mega kill spree going to the Spectre. Okay, well, they just need like 5 more of those and the game gets evened up.
Yeah.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah.
Wow, this Sniper's going to have a butterfly at like 20 minutes into the game. My God.
That's scary. I'm actually surprised he's going to go for butterfly. Not even going to finish the Mjolnir. I feel like the Mjolnir is crazy value. Just throw it on the Wraith King or the Centaur, and they can just go crazy, run into the fight. If it was a closer game, you might be talking about like Spectre Radiance, and then the fact that Radiance is, well, Mjolnir is so good against Radiance because there's just so many damage instances that the static charge goes crazy. But I guess the butterfly is nice. Just means that he shouldn't really die to the Legion duel unless the Legion gets a blade mail, but plays away from that at the moment.
This Wraith King, when he crits, he does so much damage to Roche with a
double
DD.
damage crit?
Yeah. It's insane. I'm waiting for it. If he doesn't get back.
I want to see the back-to-back.
Oh my God.
With the Echo Saber.
Oh my God.
Woo!
I know I should expect that, but it's still pretty disgusting. All right. I don't know what that stampede was.
Sensor needs to get in here. Okay, now they have 3 lives on Madara.
Yeah, I mean, 2 was too many. Or too little, excuse me. Wasn't enough. All right, well, Xian's going to go ahead and pause this game up real quick. They got to figure something out, whether it's pause or something else. I don't know. But they have an 18K net worth advantage. If they just play okay, they'll win the game. You know, I think at this point. If they do everything they need to do, they'll be fine. But at this point, it pretty much seems over. I've said that a few times now, but they're still holding on, at least for unknown.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, I mean, at what point... The Spectre has Yasha. So at least it's better than it was, maybe? I mean, except for the fact that he's getting more than doubled by the Sniper, which is pretty bad.
They do almost have an Earthshaker Blink.
True, and they just picked up the Legion Blink, too.
So I mean, they got some pick off potential, but it feels like Luccini just going to be kind of deathballing. I don't think you don't want to duel this Sniper at all. I think especially if the Wraith King is standing right next to him, then you've got the Vampiric Aura on top of his lifesteal that he already has from Mask of Madness. So I don't know if he'll die. I don't know if they actually have the damage to kill him off. He's got 1800 health. He took the plus 200 health talent. Well, I might even take the plus 8 armor at 20.
Yeah, I mean, with Butterfly, it's pretty much unkillable, I think. God.
It's almost there. It just needs a little bit more gold.
All right, well, I don't know what's happening, but we're waiting a bit. I don't know what the pause is for.
Maybe
We'll find out.
Swapping computers.
All right, everybody.
Guys, we gotta give ourselves a handicap. Let's all get up. Everybody swap computers.
Everybody unplug your keyboards and use your mouse only. That's what we're doing now.
Click all your abilities. It's not much of a disadvantage for Madara.
Have you ever played with an ability clicker? Or an item clicker for that matter, or both? Have you ever played with one?
Probably in like Dota 1, back when nobody could actually, very few people actually had like item hotkeys, because it took some effort to get item hotkeys working. But I don't know in Dota 2. I think it's a pretty shameful thing, right? Maybe I have and I didn't realize.
I know a few people and I can confirm it is pretty shameful. It's not fun. You're pretty much playing 4 versus 5. Right? I mean, short of playing, I don't know, Wraith King. I don't know what else. Like, and even then, because they're also item clickers too. So I don't know. It's a weird thing.
How do you like blink call as axe? It's like, oh, let me click on my blink dagger. Oh, now I gotta click where I'm going. Oh, better click on my Q. It's like,
I don't know. You gotta have an APM of a god. I don't know. I don't know even how that could physically.
Super high mouse sensitivity.
What kind of person would you have to be to have like amazing APM and not use item or ability hotkeys? That would be an interesting person.
I mean, I could maybe see somebody with one of those gaming mice who has like 15 buttons on the side, one of those MMO.
Oh, the Nagas.
Mice. Yeah. So, but even then, you wouldn't be clicking your abilities. You would just have them all bound on your mouse.
Yeah.
That would be
That's not fair. That's not the same thing.
It's not at all the same thing.
Those I've played with those Nagas, and I've played like they're pretty. There's a couple made for. There's like one specifically made for MMOs, which has like a ton of buttons on the side, and it's like all in like a 1 through 8 kind of line, like a bunch of rows. And then there's like a wheel version that has 6 buttons, which is made specifically for MOBAs, Dota, and like League and stuff like that. And I've tried using the Naga before for Dota. And I just can't get used to it. I don't really use mouse hotkeys other than mouse 1 and 2 and mouse middle. I don't know.
You don't use mouse 4 or 5?
No, I know that's weird. I'm sure, but
it is interesting.
I actually am curious as to how many people, especially above a certain bracket, use mouse hotkeys, because I think there's a fair bit of them, but I'm certainly not one of them. I use like a weird smorgasbord of C, V, B, Z, space, and G, like for my item hotkeys. So
that's not that out of the ordinary. I think a lot of people. I use CVB space and then 2 mouse hotkeys.
Yeah, I don't know.
What mouse are you using these days?
Just a Sensei, a SteelSeries Sensei, I think, or whatever it's called. Yeah. It's like a normal stock standard mouse. I like it. I've gotten used to it. I used to use Logitech G502, which was very good for first-person shooters, especially Counter-Strike. But no, I'm into the Sensei. El Baño, I believe that means bathroom.
Yeah.
All right, classic. Heading to the bathroom in the middle of a game. It's great. I'm sure Unknown aren't really happy about that either, considering the state of affairs. He said 5 or 6 minutes, didn't he? Did he just say that? Oh, I think the Legion was saying it's been paused for 5 or 6 minutes, which is... They're not happy. There's a lot of XDs going around here, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah, well, his explanation is that, he's in the bathroom and his stomach hurts a lot.
All right, well, that's fair, I suppose. You want to make sure you figure that out before playing. You continue to play in a Dota game. I don't care how far ahead you are.
And
well, man, I'm waiting for these patch notes. I've been refreshing like crazy, and they're still not coming.
We already have the date. It's the 1st.
Well, that's when the patch is supposed to come out. I've heard.
Oh, so you think the notes are going to be earlier?
Yes, I would assume. I mean, maybe. That's how it should be. But I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Depends on whether or not we get test client, I guess, right? Because some of the recent patches they just went straight to live. They haven't been on the test client.
Right.
Because the test client is still all the way back at like is the test client still at like 7.0?
I'm sure. Sure. I'm sure it's pretty far. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know.
I guess it depends. But I want the notes as well. I'm hyped.
think people were getting ready for the notes to drop today and like getting ready for their specific talk shows and their like videos. And unfortunately, it hasn't happened.
Travis with the insider information.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm assuming. I mean, that's I kind of know, sort of, but like there was this assumption that patch notes were coming out today from a few people. I don't think if it didn't happen now, I don't think it's going to happen because it's like 6 o'clock over.
It's still Sunday, right?
Right.
It's still Sunday in the U.S. Yeah.
Which also makes it harder for people to release patch. I would assume if they're going to release any time, I think it would be tomorrow. I think patch notes will come out tomorrow. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll come out later today. I do want to read them very badly.
Yeah, me too. I want to read the abilities of the new heroes. I also want to see if there's any new items.
Yeah, I think there will be
of new items.
When you get like a big patch like this, usually, especially after like TI, I feel like there's a good chance that there's going to be multiple new items, or maybe just one new item. It doesn't really matter, but
yeah, be cool.
We'll see. All right, well, they have 5 minutes left of pause time. They'll have to play 4 versus 5 if they, the player doesn't come back in time. Which, at this point, probably the only way Unknown can win. And even then, it's still going to be hard.
Makes the game more competitive.
Yeah, I don't know how this would work.
What else does Luccini need to do? I want to see them buy a gem. When you're this far ahead, I think it's just a necessity to buy a gem. Like, buy a gem, deward them, farm up whatever items you want. Maybe you get, like, they do have the Roshan already up, so they probably buy gem, take tier 3, take shrines, maybe chill out for the Wraith King Deso if they feel they need it, and then they can go and... Who else is actually close to an item? We were just talking about the Sniper, Butterfly...
we talked about the Blink Dagger for the Earthshaker. That's on the other side. For Luccini, current gold for the Sniper, like you talked about. Getting Butterfly. And the Wraith King just picked up his Echo Saber, I believe. Working on a Deso. So we have some items coming in. The Mantis style could be huge for the Spectre, but he's still not very close. I don't know. Even 4 versus 5, my hopes are not really... I don't know if I believe in Unknown. I think it's very hard to believe even 4 versus 5 because all you really need to do is have a Sniper and Wraith King run at people. And you pretty much win the fight, Well...
Yeah, they can't afford to waste any damage on this Wraith King. I don't think they have enough damage to kill him multiple times. So they have to somehow get around the Wraith King, get around the Centaur, and then get onto the backlines and kill the Bane bounty sniper, but that is no small feat this game.
Yeah. Nothing is going to be easy. You hear the rules from Sajidi and from Nikki. We're going to be going in 1 minute, so not much longer, guys. One way or the other, this game will get started, unless Unknown choose to be gentlemen, well, more than gentlemen about it, and keep the game paused, because they can use their own pause time. I don't know if they'll do that, considering how far behind they are. I would say that would be unlikely, to say the least. But teams have done that, so. Who freaking knows, folks? A 20-minute game has now turned into about a 40-minute game, maybe 30-minute game, because of bathroom stomach issues. Or I believe it's the Centaur, Jian. Which, whatever, it happens. Anyway. Woo woo. I have some people on Discord talking about the SteelSeries MMO mouse, the Rival 500. He's listening to the cast. He says it's a good mouse. This is going to be a shill, by the way. I'm just letting everybody know that. I put items around the thumb and shift click around the mouse 1 and mouse 2 keys so I don't fuck up my shift queuing like a pleb. Wow. Thanks, IRL Rabbit. All right, well, Luccini's good, apparently.
Yeah, everyone seems to be moving, unless they shared control.
I think they might have shared control. The Centaur is going...
the Centaur's going back to base.
I think they just right-clicked him on the base, and they're going to say, okay, that's fine.
I mean, you could just have him hotkeyed, maybe switch over, press Stampede when you need it.
Here's what I would do. I would have Jericho control it. And he just like tracks up a ton of people. Then the centaur comes in and stomps, and then he uses the bounty, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure what you do in this situation.
I'm trying to see if I can tell if it's one person playing the bounty and the centaur, or if it's actually back.
It's looks like Jericho's just bringing him with him right now.
Maybe.
It's tough to tell for sure. But I like the idea from Unknown to just split up the waves, keep the waves pushed out as much as possible. I mean, what are the chances Luccini actually like slow the game down while they're waiting for their centaur player? Is there like any chance that happens? They just chill for a bit. They have Aegis.
I mean, they
like
could. Yeah,
3 minutes.
Well, they could farm for as long as they wanted at this stage, I think. But that does, I guess, that improves Unknown's chances. They do have reasonable control over their own jungle, so I don't think they're actually getting out-neutraled that hard.
This could be huge. Jamari's going to walk up, and the Legion might jump him. Press the attack. Duel's going to come out. Maybe enchant Totem the Haunt. This could be big. He's going to get dropped. Echo Slam coming out. Sonic Wave. They'll get the kill. Dead for 64. The Legion getting crushed. Almost going down. Wraithfire Blast not enough. The track is up. It still is a 1-for-1 trade. That's the devastating thing. Yeah, you got a huge kill. I mean, a giant kill. But you still traded 1-for-1 at the end of the day. Even though you could have gotten out.
Whatever, man. That was 1,000 gold for just the co-op.
Jesus, that's a lot of money.
I'm fine. I think they would have traded 3 heroes for the sniper and still been like, yep.
Well,
there we go.
Double Edge. They're gonna send him back. Destiny should be fine. That was the play they needed to make in order, like, just to get 1 kill. And the sniper knows this. Now that he has Butterfly, he'll work on a Lincoln Sphere. He doesn't want to take any chances, especially considering they're playing 4 versus 5. I would assume still at this point. It's tough to tell.
Still kind of looks like it. Yeah, like I'm clicking in between the centaur and the bounty and seeing if both of them are like moving a lot at the same times, but not really. Like the centaur should have already double edged this camp, I think.
This would be a lot easier if we could have player perspective.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be very good. But no such luck.
That's alright. Well, player perspective still doesn't even work that well for heroes that are like microing stuff, right? Because you can't actually see what they have selected. Of course, you could see where they're moving.
They're moving, yeah, exactly.
But
I'm with you. All right. This is tough. Jericho looking for a target. Xian's back home, so he's not a part of this. They pick up a hood. Probably try to get to a pipe or something along those lines. And
kind of wish the bounty was just buying like the Lincolns instead of the Ags. I don't think they really need more damage.
Is he really building? Oh, he's got an shift buy. Huh.
Yeah, he's got an shift buy. Doesn't guarantee that he's gonna go for it. If the sniper dies again, he might just like, okay, screw it. We'll just buy a bunch of Lincoln Spheres and chuck him on sniper.
All right, there are 5 kills in this game for Unknown.
Oh, they're waiting for him.
Wow, they're gonna find him. Press the attack. The duel will come out. He's got Butterfly. This is not an easy kill. The Shrine will come in. There's the Stampede. Can they really get this? He's got Flutter too. Force away from Xian. Stomp about to go. Can't get it off in time. They had 3 heroes committed to that, plus duel. They still couldn't get the kill. Not only that, but the Wraith King's still going to work on this tower. The tier 3 is about to fall. Elsewhere, you have Xian blinking and looking for a target. Zul blinks himself out. Wraith King dives onto Chen, gets the kill. He, by the way, has Aegis still. His reincarnation will go first. And 40 seconds on that cooldown, which, of course, is very short. Tier 3 is going to get taken, and with a Chen down, it is now 4 versus 4. Assuming Xian is not back still. And they're going to get the Rax in the mid lane, so... We waited a while, but the inevitable had happened. It is going to be a full set of racks taken mid, and perhaps more if Madara wants to put the Aegis to good use. Although it's going to be gone in 3 seconds, so perhaps not. Oh, Destiny. That blink was aggressive. And you're dead. He blinked into the sniper, got auto-attacked like 5 times, and then got blown away by the Centaur, which means with him dead, that is GG.
All right.
So...
Pause for 10 minutes, play for 1 more minute.
Lose game.
GG.
Pretty good echo at the end there, but not enough. Very good stuff from Luccini, whatever you want to call them. They played pretty immaculately in terms of ganking. They made 1 or 2 mistakes here or there, but nothing too considerable. I would have to give them a lot of credit. And Unknown, they just looked, I would say, lost in that game base, Kip.
Yeah, they the only I think the one smart thing they did was that the way that they set their lanes, they tried to put some pressure on. They last picked the Chen, I think, realizing that their laning situation was pretty weak and that they wanted to give the Legion a stronger start and give themselves a better chance to kind of transition the game from there. But Queen of Pain got so dumpstered mid lane that she basically did nothing the whole game, and then Legion Commander couldn't get off the ground either. And this is just the kind of game that happens when you lose all 3 lanes, right? It's not even... Obviously, I think there were some like individual player skill issues and things like that, but this is just kind of the progression that you expect when you lose all your lanes, and Luccini have absolute free farm. And then they've got the Bounty Hunter on top to make it even worse.
Yeah.
So they're just snowballing completely out of control, and I think all that remains to be said is to see if Unknown can put something better together for game 2.
I mean, they have to. It just felt like they were so far behind in this game that there's got to be something better awaiting them in game number 2. But we'll see. It depends. Again, the draft could be something that they're not comfortable with, and maybe Luccini is just that good in comparison to Unknown. But you'll have to stick around to find out, because game number 2 is right around the corner, potentially our last game of the day. Winner of this series will move on to play up against Infamous. Will it be Luccini, or will Unknown force game 3? Stick around to find out. We'll be right back, guys.